Hello Internet, welcome to another episode of Saturday Morning Cartoon Game Reviews. Today I want to talk about a game based off of one of my favourite cartoons of all time, Bucky Hare. My name's Scott and welcome to Living Rad. If you're not familiar with Bucky Hare, it started life as a comic in 1984, then a cartoon series which hit the screens in 1991, which unfortunately only ran for 13 episodes before getting cancelled. But fortunately from those 13 episodes we did get an action figure line and 2 games. The one I'm taking a look at today for the NES and an arcade game, both produced by Konami. There was an attempted CGI reboot of the series a few years ago which you can find on YouTube, but that never made it past the pilot episode. The game is an action platformer and you take control of Bucky, who can jump, shoot, and if you hold down the shoot button you can power up for a higher jump. Your power up bar can be increased by finding P coins which add to your power meter. You'll also find some plain circular coins which give you some points, and a 1-up coin for extra life. There are also L coins which both fill your health bar and increase it. But if you get a game over, your life bar goes back to its original size, but there are plenty of L coins around to power yourself back up again. At the start of the game you have the choice of 4 planets to pick, and on each of these planets one of your crew members are being held captive. Finish the level and beat the boss to free the imprisoned team member, and they become a playable character accessed by pressing the select button. And each of the characters has their own special abilities. Bucky has the higher jump we've already mentioned, and he can also shoot upwards and downwards. Then we have Blinky, who's unlocked by beating the green planet. His gun can shoot through some ice and stone blocks and also has a jetpack allowing him to fly for a short time. Beating the red planet unlocks Deadeye, who has a spread shot and can cling to walls for a short amount of time. Jenny, who is being held on the blue planet, can fire an energy ball which you can control around the screen until it disappears. And Willie DeWitt is on the yellow planet. He has the most powerful gun of the team, which can be charged up for devastating shots. Although you can do the levels in any order, you can't actually beat the blue planet without Blinky, so it makes sense to do the green planet first. Each of the planets are nice and varied. The green planet is filled with plants and trees and killer bees. The blue planet is a slippery ice ball with giant fish snakes. The red planet is a lavary fire pit with an infuriating dodge the lava section. And the yellow planet is a Toad's base that will have you asteroid hopping and riding carts. Once you get through the planets though, somehow the team are kidnapped once again, although Blinky seems to have avoided escape this time. So it's up to Bucky and Blinky to bust the team out of space prison once again, this time on an enemy ship. You'll face off against your team members one by one as they get mind controlled by the Toad Menace. Once you've beaten them, they rejoin your team again. Then we have to escape the ship, which means getting through some pretty tough platforming areas in which you really need to think about whose ability will get you through what situation. There's also some pretty tough bosses along the way. And then the game changes it up totally, as you find a spaceship and it becomes a shoot 'em up. You can still swap between the characters and they each have a different weapon, like before. Bucky Hare is hard. It's like Mega Man and Probotector, that's Contra for any non-Europeans, combined. I don't know if it's just me, maybe I'm rubbish at it, but I died hundreds of times, a ridiculous amount of times. I'm not saying it's a bad game, because it isn't. It's incredibly well made, the graphics are great, the music is amazing, and the level design which utilises the characters' different abilities is clever. and the complete change of gameplay styles in the last section is something pretty unheard of in a NES game. But I think, like the cartoon, it's got more of a niche cult appeal rather than a game for everyone. I'd recommend perhaps playing it on an emulator with save states and a rewind function. If it didn't give me unlimited continues, I'd have never seen the end. I've got to say I'm much more of a fan of the comics and cartoon series than I am of the game. I know it has some pretty die-hard fans, but I'm certainly not one of them, and I won't be playing it to the end again anytime soon. Thanks very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. I need to relax after playing that game because that is stressful. I'm going to put my feet up and read some real classic literature.